Here are 26 tips to help you stop scrolling, which definitely helped me incorporating these into my life. As I go up this list, they're gonna seem like bigger and bigger challenges, so to speak. Yes, the ones at the beginning will definitely be more easy to incorporate, but soon enough, you can break some of these down however you would like for the first couple tips in the first couple weeks. And then as you move forward, you can build back up until you incorporate all of these into your lives and create that true change. Now, each of these, I could go in very specific detail, in depth on all of them, but I try to keep it as vague as possible for the sake of your time, just keeping it like tips and tricks, phasing out of that habit. If you want to know the reasonings behind all this, the reasons why, because that's always important, then I'll link it in the description for where all this information came from. But for now, first things first, we need to create a compelling goal. That's the first thing out of all this. Because if you don't have a goal, you don't have something that's pulling you to continue to go and not feel like it's pushing you, then this type of goal will not be able to be reached if it's not pulling you into that. And you'll give up when it gets hard. So we need to create a strong reason why we want to reach that goal. Let's go ahead and get straight into the tips. First one, small changes. We can't expect to change a habit when starting a new behavior that's too ambitious, because then we're gonna get overwhelmed. So for now, let's start with 15 scroll-free minutes where we could just put our phones down. And I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but remember, small starts. Number two, recharging. I want you to take those minutes that you switched off for previously every single day and gradually increase them over time. But I want you to think about these moments as recharging. And the reason why is because don't think of a yellow airplane. What are you now thinking of? A yellow airplane, right? It's because our brain reacts to a command. So if we call this time stopping scrolling or scrolling in any way associated with it, then we begin to focus back on it. And where focus goes, energy flows and we'll fall back. Simple. Number three, connected devices. Now, during this time of recharging, I want you to disconnect from all devices. No music, no AirPods, no Alexa, no TV, no watches, all technology put away. And the best thing to do is get outside or even go for a walk during this time. Four, a big one, bed scrolling. Sleep is always super important to human mind and body. I mean, we sleep a third of our lives. Keeping that distraction in the bedroom, especially at night, it can ruin our circadian rhythm. In other words, the biological alarm clock of our body. This artificial blue light is telling our body it's time to wake up. Even when you're trying to wind down, use this hack. Keep that phone out of the bedroom. Don't check it until after an hour of waking up, because scrolling immediately will put our brain into beta wave mode. Our brains create different wave frequencies throughout different timings of the day and different tasks. I can explain that in a future video. But it will create that high dopamine and you will crave it all day after the drop off. Number five, virtual decluttering. Paulo Coelho owns a huge apartment in Switzerland, but keeps almost nothing inside. It's crazy. The reason why this is because it's a simple, tidy trick that helps him stay focused. And we need to do the same thing. Only have 3 windows open, mute your notifications, close your emails when you're not using it, close tabs, because I know you have all of them open. Use folders. If you need help with scrolling solutions, we all know the time limit that comes up on the iPhone doesn't really work well. You see screen time up, 2 buttons, and you're already back to scrolling again. Number 6, measuring things. I guarantee you, if you looked at your screen time after writing your goal down, you are probably a bit upset that you spend that long doing X, Y, Z. For this, we want to use a pen and paper because there is a correlation between our brain, our minds, and our pen and paper and the writing, because it activates our kinesthetic sense, our touchy-feely, which doesn't happen on our phones. These movements of using a pen contribute to the brain's activation patterns related to learning. So tick boxes and ask yourself questions like, do you feel better on the days that you follow the prompts? More energy, more focus, etc., until you get down to the root problem. Number 7, family time. Families that plan to do a particular activity, it's proven, together in the evenings have improved connection, communication, and equality within relationships. As a family, create time boundaries, alternative activities, scroll-free weekends, and an all else fails option. Time boundaries can include curfew on phone use, no phones at dinner. Alternative activities can include doing the dishes and cleaning up together. Scroll-free weekend. Families who use this tend to say it's one of the best weeks and weekends and improved creativity as well. and an all else fails option. Number 8, access red light. This kind of goes with the no phone at night use, but no tech in the bedroom that can mess with any sort of sleep in your circadian rhythm. Use red light alarm clock and flashlight to get up, and use the bathroom if you have to at night. Number 9, morning routine. When you wake up with no screen, it looks like this. Natural wake up, first light focused on is natural. You switch your senses on. You give your brain sweet space to adjust to start. Number 10, vision breaks. Look at something for 20 seconds, that's it. 20 yards away, take a break from the screen. If you can't, if you're at work or something like that, every once in a while, look out the window. If there's no windows, just look at something, once again, 20 yards away. If you find that your mind wanders, then bring it back to the present. Focus on colors, brightness of things, movement, and just refocus your attention span every time until you reach that 20 seconds, and then you can get back to work. Scroll apnea. Sometimes scrolling and checking emails can change our breathing sequence and create breath holding, which can trigger our fight or flight. Bad news, by the way. You could check out breathing apps if you need to, but just be mindful of when you hop on your phone, does your breathing patterns change? Do you go from relaxed to anxious? Make sure to check on that. Number 12, this one is huge in today's society. No scroll munching. Technology is shown to rewire our brains into a continuous partial attention, which means we are always on, essentially, which is not good for our brain and our mental health. We need those breaks. So when you take a moment, we need to be in the moment. Every activity, such as eating or driving, stop scrolling while doing these activities. Number 13, gray matter. Turn your screen gray to get rid of all color. And by doing this, it makes your phone seem less interesting to use. When I use this app called Opal, it locks my Instagram and basically turns it gray. And then as soon as that lock goes away, it's like, whoa, it's bright. And I want to click on it. So turn your phone gray. Trust me, it helps. Number 14, setback effect. If you've ever heard of the 75 hard, stay hard. It's popular, non-negotiable ruling that must be completed for 75 consecutive days. And if you miss a day, then you restart. What do you think happens when they get to 34 and life gets back in the way, or they get sick or something? They give up. And guess what? Those people never go back and do it again. So give yourself some grace with this and be kind to yourself. If you mess up, use this as an opportunity to grow, to become better next time. And don't just justify and be like, oh, well, this is because of this or that. Just keep moving. Cultivate that resilience. 15, buddy power. Another huge thing if you want to reach goals. Get an accountability partner or someone to do this with. This is also the power of having a coach or a mentor for something you want to get good at in life. A study of accountability by Association for Talent found the probabilities of completing a goal. Here they are. Having idea of a goal, 10% able to complete it, or possibility to complete it. Consciously deciding to do it, take the action, 25%. Deciding when to do it, writing everything down, 40%. Planning how to do it, once again, writing everything out, 50%. And committing to someone else to do it, 65%. That's like public commitments. Now wait, specific appointments with an accountability partner, 95% chance to reach your goal. So maybe pick a partner and do this with. 16, back to what I said, public commitment. Did you know that making a habit realistic and public makes it more easy to stick? And so how do you do this? You want to write down your goals because that makes them more likely to actually happen. And then sharing a goal with a friend makes it even more likely. And the best method is to write your goals down, share them, and send your friend weekly progress reports, like those little report cards back in elementary school. And then the study even shows that simple pressure to uphold a public commitment will push you through the challenges and roadblocks. Use social media to your advantage. 17, movement snacks. That's right. People who run around or exercise, their ability to pay attention improves. Antidote to this screen is to move. This creates clear mood and health uplifts from getting away from screens. I always talk about physiology first if you want to change your psychology in the moment. And physically active people are less likely to suffer from worse mental health symptoms, as I was saying. Get a standing desk if you need to. Do any work you can while moving. Have walking meetings if possible. Any movement will probably help you solve any sort of problems better because you'll be in a different state. You cannot solve a problem in the same state that you created it. in. 18, quiet time. Have you ever had those moments when your best ideas came to you when you're in the shower? Those shower thoughts. I mean, everybody, I swear, has had those. It's simple because there are no distractions, so your mind can actually think. Harvard researcher Shelley H. Carson showed that an incubation period plays a part in our creativity. So a distraction may provide the break you need to disengage from a fixation on the ineffective solution. If you're a busy person, well, we all still need a little bit of downtime for the uptime. Number 19, simple. Model someone that you know may be doing this more effectively than you. An expert is just someone that's 2 steps ahead. Find someone expert and model them. Number 20, set micro reminders. This one is huge for behavioral change and a lot of pattern change, because these pattern interrupts can be set and pop up with our goals in mind when we're trying to do 6 things at once, because then our consciousness goes back to, oh, whoa, I'm off from reaching my goal. I got to get back on this path. Write your goals down and take a picture to set as your lock screen. I mean, that's easy enough. We open our phone 10 million times a day, right? This stops you from mindlessly scrolling as it interrupts your normal pattern and makes you actually aware. Because how do we change a pattern? How do we shift a behavior and a habit? First, got to become conscious of it. Because if it's unconscious, we're just scrolling. And then all of a sudden, whoa, wait, hold up, I'm scrolling. All right, get off the phone. Because then our goals come back to mind. 21, turn off your notifications that suck you back into the phone. Receiving notification is shown to prompt irrelevant thoughts or mind wandering. It's shown to damage task performance. Ever heard of phantom vibrations? Yeah, you know those ones where you're just like, wait, did I just get a text message? And you pull out your phone? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We need to reprogram our mind in a positive way. Number 22, logical levels. Another fantastic thing. Get down to the core of things and consider your values and beliefs around screen time as a whole. Who am I as a person? Okay. What do I believe is important about how I live my life? What are my values? What do I believe is important about my identity? Am I a scroller? No, I'm not a scroller. This can help behavioral change in its finest level. 23, task batching. Grouping similar tasks together, then doing those similar ones in one category altogether in one go, it works because our brains aren't meant to multitask. I know you have friends, and I know you might say, I'm a multitasker, but it's shown you cannot be as effective multitasking. I'm sorry. I hate to burst your little bubble. So doing this takes advantage of flow state. It's a specific state of the brain, and your brain is taxed less as it isn't context switching all day, which is why people's attention spans are so low, is because when you're scrolling on one niche, you see the funniest video ever, then your next video is how to make money. Mind is shifting niches all the time, shifting topics. So this keeps us focused in that flow state, and it will reduce mental blocks and save time. So why not? Number 24, alter your brain waves. Did you know that our brain waves, alpha, gamma, delta, beta, so forth, fluctuate throughout the day depending on what we are doing, as I was saying before. If we're always forcing ourselves into beta mode, because that's what happens when we're scrolling, then we can't seem to ever relax, and we will have continuous partial attention all the time. We'll lose our minds, okay? 25, upgrade or downgrade? Might be like, what are you talking about? I know, they always want you to upgrade these stupid phones, you know, they're like, okay, the new deal for the iPhone 25 is out. Go get it for free, and you get 4 free phones with it. Because we're going for the more shiny and better one. But all it does is make us more addictive. So when it comes down to it, maybe we should downgrade our phones. Consider like a burner phone that can be used for only texting and calling, no socials, because I'm serious. Unless your job is literally on social media, you really do not need it. You don't need it. I promise you. 26, nuance. Write down your post-video nuance on a paper right now. After you watch this video, this is your future screen schedule. Please do it. And those are all the tips that I could give you, 26 tips. And if they sounded a bit weird, well, once again, they are the most vague I can make them, so I couldn't go into super depth here. Have helped me grow away from the phone. If you want the in-depth reason why all these actually work, then you can check out the link in the description. Once again, not affiliated, not sponsored, but I just want to give you guys all the information you guys want. Hope you guys enjoyed, and begin to live your life not around your screen, and actually improve the quality of your life. I love you guys all, and take control.